Some people would say that alt season is here. If that's the case, it's time to look at Cardano, one of the most popular altcoins. With a gain of more than 700%, Cardano is one of the best performing cryptocurrency assets in 2021. And if this didn't impress you, wait until you hear the rest. Hey, welcome to Moneymaker. Moneymaker is a channel dedicated to helping others become financially independent through cryptocurrency trading and investing. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only, and hence should not be considered as financial advice. Do conduct your own due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions. With a market worth of over $45 billion, ADA is now the fifth most valuable digital asset. Cardano has gained roughly 10% in the last 7 days. Until now, Grayscale, the world's largest digital asset management, has been concerned about the pace of bitcoins in its portfolio. The addition of Cardano ADA to the company's portfolio was the most recent move that propelled the company to the forefront. Grayscale stated on July 2nd that Cardano has been added to its digital large cap fund. The digital assets behemoth stated in a press release that it has purchased Cardano's ADA token as part of its quarterly rebalancing. The company sold other assets in its portfolio to fund a cryptocurrency based on the proof-of-stake blockchain. The company declared its investment in Cardano on its official Twitter account, transforming the nature of its funds into a comprehensive basket investment with the transactions it made. The Grayscale Digital Large Cap Funds are a passive investment solution that covers 70% of the digital asset market. Every quarter, the fund's composition is examined and any necessary adjustments are made by selling existing digital assets in proportion to their fund allocation. The fund's cash proceeds are then utilized to purchase a new digital asset. In September, the next quarterly review will take hold. We are thrilled to welcome Cardano to our digital large cap funds portfolio as we work to guarantee that our diversified fund can safely hold assets that collectively encompass 70% of the entire digital asset market. Edward McGee, Vice President of Finance at Grayscale, said of the update. Cardano is a blockchain network like Ethereum promises to offer smart contract capabilities. Before creating Cardano, its founder Charles Hoskinson worked on Ethereum throughout the project's early years. The blockchain employs the Ouroboros proof-of-stake method, which has been greatly impacted by academic research. Hoskinson told Crypto Briefing that the network would be ready to launch smart contracts soon, opening the path for earlier this year's NFTs technology. While BTC and ETH remain constant, in the GDLC fund, additional cryptocurrencies continue to gain a position in the fund based on the market demand. Cardano ADA is preparing to launch the final phase of the Alonzo smart contract hard fork, which has been branded an Ethereum killer due to similar network features. Cardano holders have staked 43.3 billion ADA, which is valued at $31 billion and constitutes 71% of the circulation supply. So far this year, Grayscale has made a few tweaks to the large cap fund. After the US Securities and Exchange Commission launched a lawsuit against Ripple, saying it had sold unregistered securities, the firm removed XRP from the fund on January 5th. Chainlink was introduced to the fund on April 6th. The fund's goal is to provide investors with exposure to the most valuable cryptocurrencies on the market. The fund is evaluated every 3 months in terms of adding or deleting coins, but the weightings are modified on a daily basis. Grayscale's fund's components as of July 1st were 67.47% Bitcoin, 25.39% Ethereum, 4.26% Cardano, 1.03% Bitcoin Cash, 0.99% Litecoin, and 0.86% Chainlink. Grayscale has trusted a range of cryptocurrencies, with Bitcoin and Ether being the most popular. While these trusts have grown in popularity over the previous year, several have lately been impacted by the advent of competing products, with the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust presently trading at negative 9.5% discount. As a result, the quantity of new money flowing into the fund has dwindled. In the meantime, the asset management firm recently stated that it was looking into Solana, Polygon, and a variety of DeFi tokens for a single asset trust funds. Grayscale allows institutional investors to obtain exposure to the cryptocurrency market without having to buy digital assets directly. It is one of the largest players in the crypto business with over 650,000 Bitcoin under management. At today's values, its overall holdings are worth more than $30 billion. The fifth most valuable cryptocurrency by market capitalization has had an eventful year. Over 50,000 additional staking addresses have been added in that period. The number of staking addresses has increased by more than 8% since the beginning of June, when ADA announced that it had passed 600,000 staking addresses. According to data at the time of publication, the total number of ADA staking addresses was approximately 662,000. There are also 2,656 active mining pools. At the time, data showed that staked funds totaled $29 billion, accounting for 71% of the total supply. El Salvador made history earlier this month by becoming the first country in the world to formally recognize Bitcoin as legal cash. Since then, Cardano's founder, Charles Hoskinson, has expressed his thoughts on the probability that the country will follow suit and adopt ADA. In a recent live broadcast on YouTube, Hoskinson disclosed details about possible adoption in El Salvador. He went on to say that his team was in contact with officials in the country. He also hinted at a probable trip to El Salvador in the near future. During his webcast, the Cardano founder also answered questions on Mark Cuban and the stablecoin Tether. This month at Cardano, there has been a lot of activity behind the scenes. Alonzo can now run smart contracts, according to a regular video update from Input Output Hong Kong. Cardano's co-developers at this point, delivery lead Dimitris Polopoulos, indicated that the contracts were quite basic. A transaction that returns to Hello World or a confirmation of a completed payment, he explained. The Alonzo project, which adds smart contract capabilities to the network, is viewed as the most significant update. The improvement is expected to help Cardano compete with Ethereum, Solana, and Polkadot. The Alonzo upgrade would be carried out in 3 phases, with Alonzo Blue being the first to go live on May 27th. Alonzo White and Alonzo Purple would follow soon after. The platform's initial smart contracts would be released in August. This is part of the Alonzo Blue phase, which is the first on Alonzo's deployment plan. At the same time, Cardano stated that they had begun investigating the possibility of stable fees. Stable fees, according to IOHK in a blog post, will provide fair and consistent pricing for cryptocurrency transactions. According to reports, Cardano intends to improve on the ledger specifications for its current platform in order to integrate stable fees more easily. Let's look at the chart and see what the price of Cardano is doing on July 5th, shall we? The Cardano price was one of the victims on the cryptocurrency sell-off that inundated markets on Monday morning. During the weekend, big names like Bitcoin and Ethereum trended higher, but they all matched gains and sought support around Friday's levels. Investors must have had a wonderful weekend watching the value of their cryptocurrency portfolio rise. The emotion on Monday morning, on the other hand, had to have dampened their euphoria from Sunday evening. After a few weeks of strong selling and a long journey to what appeared to be recovery, cryptocurrencies appeared to be out of the woods this weekend. But don't get too worked up just yet. A closer examination of Cardano's price action reveals that it's honoring a technical play by a fan. On July 1st, the 1-to-1 trend line was firmly supported, with buyers pushing the ADA price toward $1.50. We observed the 12 fan line and the 13 fan line reflected in the wigs of the candle's hours and days ahead, confirming that this fan is greatly appreciated. The trend is being confirmed by the 18 fan, which is a technical indicator to be cautious of. Looking ahead, this suggests that some further fall is probable for the time being, but the 1-to-1 fan line around $1.33 should be respected. If that level is broken, Cardano's price will find additional support in the $1.30 psychological barrier and the $1.28 triple bottom from this weekend. The $1.50 rejection is standard. It's a fundamental psychological level, and it's a great spot for purchasers to benefit. However, if the sell-off persists over the holiday weekend in the United States, Cardano's price could test $1.20, which would be in line with the 2-to-1 fan line. And with that, it's time to end the video. We hope this session was informative. Do let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for more content just like this one and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to smash that like button and also press the bell icon to get notified about our new videos. Until then, fellas.